I am back. I will plan on interacting with everyone. So you can ask me questions, or we can have some sort of cool conversations. Um, Set this bad boy up. Uh, Trying to. It's always a challenge how I want to set this up because I don't have enough rectilinear surfaces that that work. That might work. Um, and I took it out of horizontal mode, so we're gonna get it popping. I'm gonna eat though and watch TV, but I will interact more. So I'm gonna pretend I actually care. I stopped caring 4 weeks ago, as you can see apparent from my stuff that I've done for the past 4 weeks. But I'm gonna pretend that I still care, and I'm gonna interact with you good folks. So just ask questions, all that good stuff. All right. All right. Here we go. Turn down the TV a little bit. And if I get a certain number of super chats or gifs, I will give you guys a free martial arts technique. Um, what's up? You I have to put on my glasses. So I have no idea how to pronounce that or spell that. Yuvraj, Yuvraj 9105. What's up? What's going on? Dennis tells me to shut up. No, come make me, Dennis. Come to Baltimore and make me shut up. I'll be more than happy to let you try. I'll even let you get the first hit. And if you think because these glasses I'm a nerd, bro, these are reading glasses. I will fuck you up. You fucking faggot. Shut your faggot retarded ass up, bitch. I will fuck you up and stick a dick up your mother's ass, bitch. Straight like that. Eating, eating pizza. I'm about to watch some YouTube.
Stolen 100 water.
Well.
From India. I kind of
Hey Marcus, what's one
I kind of
thing you'd
figured that,
never
but
hire anyone
that's
to
cool.
do in your
What
home
part?
again? That's an easy one. Never, ever hire a pressure washer. And this is coming from a guy who used to run a pressure washing business. Let me show you
I
why.
hate these
Now watch
generative
this.
AI
You can get
videos, man.
3,000 pounds. By 2015, haha,
Davis was already on. The country was already interested in his character-driven skits like Big Fella and Carlos the Lion, and was
Like commercials are already annoying enough without you now using generative AI to do the commercials. Will make them even more hated.
unforgettable catchphrases such as "This finna be a breeze."
This gonna be a breeze.
The whole country was in love with him. By 2016, he would hit the hip-hop pipeline. And that's when Chance the Rapper featured him across 3 tracks, the Grammy-winning mixtape Coloring Book. By 2017, Snoop Dogg became a mentor to him and also used his catchphrase on the EP
Oh shoot,
Make
I'm gonna spell
America
me.
Crip Again. In 2018, he would be featured on NBA 2K. He appeared on Comedy Central, and then he was on stand-up circuits like the big fellas of the Comedy Tour.
He's right, you know.
By the time HaHa Davis got on, he went through the traditional monetization business model. He had comedy specials, acting promos, traditional touring, and merchandise.
By the way, happy birthday to the Army. Hooah.
Talent fee structures like fee for service.
And happy birthday to President Trump.
And outbound transactional media bookings. And with all this money he was getting, you would think that he would upgrade his skits.
The
Right?
Army's birthday isn't actually today
You
though.
see, the money was coming in real big, but HaHa Davis kept his skits still low budget, still using his cell phone. And the reason why he did it, well, it was because that's what worked. Everybody else was doing it, so no need to invest into this business. By 2019, HaHa Davis was respectively at his height, and there was a comedian who was quite unknown at this time. His name was Drewski. He was trying to get on, and he really couldn't. He was about to quit until 2020 happened. And when COVID happened, Drewski blew up.
Down, down, down.
He would also hit the hip-hop pipeline just like HaHa Davis, and he would star in Lil Yachty's Oprah bank account, and Drake's Laugh Now and Cry Later. But the business model that Drewski would adapt would be much different than HaHa Davis. Instead of accepting the fee for service transaction, Drewski would pivot into could have been records on Instagram Live. And when he got money, he did something that HaHa Davis wouldn't do, which is actually invest into the business that's currently paying you. Fast forward. We're in 2026 when HaHa Davis would be on Shannon Sharp's podcast. And instead of just talking about him all the way, they had to mention somebody who was undeniable.
When I first started the 10-year run that I was on, it's crazy, yeah. But what he's doing now, $100,000 for a skit, way over there.
HaHa Davis says his 10-year run was crazy. But what Drewski is doing is on another level. But why?
Spend up to like $100,000 on the church skit and get all these people.
What's up,
in there. I
Gabriel?
wanna Go in the air. I want to.
Only $100,000.
Yeah, no, it was up there. Though. That only $100,000. 3 minutes. We didn't get paid for that. I ain't get nothing back from that.
It looks expensive.
If a certain person in the comment room is wondering why I didn't respond to them, not you, Gabriel. I said what's up. The other persons, because they said some because the 2 first comments they left were retarded, and I don't respond to retarded shit. Say hello or what's up like a normal person. Don't say or whatever. Like, I'm gonna think you're retarded and I'm gonna treat you as such by ignoring you. That is to that person. I won't even say who it is because I don't want to give them any juice.
I ain't get nothing back from that. Nah, it was around $100,000 to do the whole church skit, and I think it was well money spent. And so the viral church skit that Drewski did cost him $100,000. Now Drewski paid.
And I don't care if the person's not from this country. Like, you guys can say hello like a normal person. Don't say like. And I'm not talking about Raj either. Raj is cool. Gabriel's cool.
Eat this money without any expectations of a return. But he said it was good for business. But what is HaHa Davis' perspective on that?
I got about $150, $200. Yeah, I got my phone. It's get free.
outside the field was on my mind.
Now, Haha Davis recognizes that Drewski is on another level. But he said, I got my phone. It's free. I get to film what's on my mind. This is an interesting perspective. He understands that Drewski is competition. He's a guy that was doing better than Drewski, and Drewski passed him up because Drewski was willing to spend more money. He understands that it works. He's not willing to spend that money for a skit. But wait,
That's the worst addiction that a man can get addicted to is gambling.
What do you feel like?
Because you believe you can beat them and you can't. You go around betting every day.
What's up, Cynthia?
You lost $300,000-$400,000.
I haven't seen you in a while.
You lost $300,000? I probably lost $500,000. Probably not me. Gambling.
now Drewski can spend $100,000.
I'm just feeding my face right now, guys.
Not make the money back. He understands that spending his money will help him get more leverage in the market. Meanwhile, Haha Davis has the money to upgrade his equipment and upgrade his skits, but he won't spend the money. But he doesn't have any problem.
What you mean by
losing
this?
$500,000 to gambling.
We talking about what I'm watching?
And that brings me to another point about black men.
For quality you'll love and prices you'll love even more.
What's up, soccer FIFA?
When you're the sickest, the hospital monopolies hit you with 300% markups.
By the way, if you guys ask me anything about the World Cup
350
or about the NBA Finals between the Spurs and Knicks, I know nothing. I don't watch it. I don't watch either one. I've been watching the news, seeing the hoopla going on with the games, with the NBA Finals game. But other than that, I have not watched the game. So if you ask me the games, like who do I think is gonna win, whom do I like better, I'm gonna tell you I don't have any opinion on that. I mean, you can ask me, but I'm just gonna tell you already right now. I have no opinion on the games, who's gonna win, who's not, whom do I like better. It doesn't matter because I'm not watching. So just letting you know in advance.
Black men and, well,
I mean, I spent $10,000 every Monday for 20 years straight. And
this is Jermaine Dupree, who's very successful in his own right. He's on Big Puns and David's podcast. He said something that was interesting. Now, he spent $10,000 a week at the strip club for 20 years.
What?
Now, had he invested that money into the S&P 500,
This nigga spent $50 million at the strip club for the last 10 years. That's fucking dumb. This is why I don't feel bad for celebrities when they crash out and do dumb stuff.
I mean, I spent $10,000 every Monday for 20 years straight. And
this is Jermaine Dupree,
For 20 years.
who's very successful in his own right. He's on Big Puns and David's podcast. He said something that was interesting. Now, he spent $10,000 a week at the strip club for 20 years. Now, had he invested that money
$10,000 a year
500, he would have a whopping
for 20 years at the strip club. That's whack. And those bitches don't. And he's in Atlanta, so those bitches aren't even that good looking. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna say it. Bitches in Atlanta aren't even that good looking. In Atlanta? Well, I'm sure he probably goes to other places like Miami and all that. But still, strip clubs? You're a fucking international celebrity and you wasting $10,000 a year in a fucking Atlanta strip club?
He had all this opportunity.
This is why I don't feel sorry for celebrities.
Making a lot of money.
What's up, Sunshine?
However, he was not being entrepreneurial. He was a guy sitting around waiting for brands to come to him and then still using his low budget phone for skits because that's what was making money. But at the same time, Drewski was struggling and not getting any play. That was from 2015 to 2019. But look what happened from 2020 to 2026. Drewski went mainstream around 2019, 2020. And look at the sheer ass whooping he's given Haha Davis over these years. Simply because he will invest in his craft and Haha Davis will not. Even though Haha Davis realizes that what Drewski does works. And that is the mentality of somebody in the business who was looking to get paid versus somebody who has an entrepreneurial ideology. Haha Davis is looking for money. Drewski is looking to create value even if it costs him money. And HaHa Davis again understands what Drewski's doing.
You talking to me, Sunshine?
But he doesn't see the value.
I'll tell you this right now. As the host of this channel, I will say whatever the fuck I want. Maybe you're talking to someone else in the chat room.
Into every conversation, and because you know the value you bring to this table, you can start to ask for whatever you want.
Many people look at life as how much money that they can make or how much money that they can keep. People typically look at having money versus
And people who come into online chat rooms spreading their little Jesus beliefs to other people who didn't ask for it, usually are mentally ill.
Drewski is looking for is leverage. He can spend $100,000 because he understands.
I'm not saying you,
his platform is what it is.
but
He has all the leverage.
if the shoe fits, fucking wear it. Don't tell me what the fuck to say on my motherfucking channel. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. And I'll say fuck, 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 as many times as I want.
You're dealing with
Go spread your Jesus beliefs somewhere else on another motherfucking channel.
and because he's invested,
You're probably mentally ill. No one comes on an online chat room spreading Jesus beliefs unless they're fucking mentally ill.
but the only way
So
to get to
go
that
suck
level
Jesus'
is
dick.
to stop thinking about how much somebody can pay you and to think about how much value you can give somebody else. This is why we see Drewski with his own TV show. This is why we see people wanting to work with him. And the more you invest with yourself, the more people want to work with you. No offense to HaHa Davis, but nobody wants to be in those little dusty-ass cell phone skits with his girlfriend when you can be in a skit with Drewski. Let's look at the numbers if you don't believe me.
Whoever said, let me don't speak with your mouth open. You shouldn't speak with your mouth open because you keep letting dick slide in it.
Let's look at some of the skits. 326K.
You don't want to see the food coming? I don't want to see the nut coming in your mouth.
88K. We look at Drewski stats.
I don't want to see the nut coming in your mouth, but we can't stop that because you got to make that money, don't you? Sucking them dicks. So you got to keep your mouth open for that shit, don't you?
His Instagram count. 35.7
Eat a dick.
million views.
You know, that's your livelihood, right?
100.3
Eating dicks.
million views. 23.3 million views. Then there's a skit for
Yeah, I have a little
views.
Pikachu back there.
Drewski is outperforming his subscriber count, largely because he's willing to invest in himself.
And there's a Snoopy right by him, too. I don't know if you can see it.
If you want to have leverage, you can't give the world what you want.
I don't care what you find disgusting. Then don't watch my motherfucking channel. No one asked you.
And that's to largely beat people. When you don't invest
No
in
one
yourself,
fucking asked you.
you're pretty much opening the door for somebody with a little bit better quality or a better work ethic to come in and take what you got. And this is largely what's happened to HaHa Davis.
Cocksucker.
He's largely been eliminated from what he used to be because he wasn't serious. He didn't invest. I mean, he got talent, he got skills, but he was too busy tricking off his money and gambling and not putting the money back into the business. And now somebody like Juicy coming in reduces his leverage.
Not right now. I'm sitting down. I'm situated.
Because
Eat
Juicy
sliced
is
ham.
reshaping
I eat sliced ham.
So guys,
I'm chilling right now. So, and this is the man cave, by the way. So, yeah, I'm not gonna. I have previous videos. I mean, yeah, videos of live streams with me showing stuff in the room, but I'm not going to walk it around right now because it just took. It took me like a few minutes just to set up the camera where I wanted it, so I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. But I do have videos showing like my collectibles and other stuff that's strewn around the room.
Get the same trusted Lysol disinfection that has a scent that'll make you move.
Batman fan, yes, definitely. You don't know how many Batman action figures are in this room. A lot. Most of them are a Batman 89 Toy Biz action figure. I mean, eat your food, don't speak. Nigga, shut up. Who the fuck are you talking to? Like, I'm a grown motherfucking man. Don't ever tell me what the fuck I'm gonna do. Go, like I said, you can go with the other dude, the other troll, and go suck. You guys can mutually go sucking dicks. Like y'all can go swapping swords back to back. Back to back. Go. Switch. Go. Switch. Go. Be right up in the blue, the blue oyster. Go. That's all you guys right there. Just swapping them swords. On guard. Go. On guard. Fuck Happy Pride Month. We ain't doing Happy Pride Month over here. It's Happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. That's what we're doing over here. Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. We don't fuck with Pride Month over here. because
or
most of the
more
people
without a compressor,
in Pride
power
Month
cord,
need
an
the
installation
men's
kit,
mental health
or anything
awareness
that spikes your electricity bill.
because they're
That's
fucking mentally
exactly
ill
what
thinking
we
they're
built
women.
at Breeza Max. We created a patented
Let me-
CryoFlux spiral airflow system that fits on your nightstand. Warm air flows through precision-engineered spiral chambers inside the unit that rapidly cool and accelerate it. The same thermal control science used to regulate temperatures inside massive.
But yeah, next time I'll show you my rum ice slice hand. Are you a dude or it doesn't even matter. Anyway, I do have videos showing like my collectibles and vintage toys and other cool stuff that I have all the stream. Like you can already see from the background, I got like little geeky stuff around here. That's probably why you were curious. Anyway.
It connects to any standard power outlet in 3 seconds. So it actually works while you sleep instead of waking you up the moment the compressor kicks in. And it uses up to 90.
Every single one of you failing in life. And then you want to blame everybody else.
After a week of testimony and roughly 8 hours of deliberation, Mr. Rick Chow was found not guilty of the murder
Damn, I
of
need to
Cyrus
wipe the
Cormier Hilton. Ever since that
Let me
time,
wipe this
there's been a lot
camera
of
because I
talk
can't.
on the internet, especially the black community nationwide, with
All right,
its
that's
respect
better.
business with Asian-owned stores.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm serious about it. I'm not spending another damn dime.
Now, there
Your
have
channel
been a lot
content
of
seems
issues
intriguing.
supporting black people at this time online, and I do want to preface
Rank all
that
the actors
because
who
I've
played
seen
Batman.
and seen so many
Rank them?
videos,
You mean as
more
far
positive ones
as whom I
than
think are
negative,
the
but
best?
the negative ones always stand out.
Well, all right. So two things with that. One, I can say who I find my favorites. Then I can say who are the most popular, and they're not always the same. Also, not everyone who played a good Batman played a good Bruce Wayne, and vice versa. This is how nerdy I am. So, all right. So first, let me list the most popular per the votes I've seen online. The most popular still seems to be Michael Keaton, followed closely by what's his name? Christian who's Christian, well, I always forget that dude's last name. I'll just look it up. Christian Bale, yeah, that's always so. Let me take this off here so I can go through these because people keep popping up messages and it fucks up the excuse me, it messes up the chat room so I can't scroll properly. I might be wrong, but Cynthia might be a baddie. I don't know. I don't think she's still here, but Cynthia might be a baddie, guys. Cynthia Mendoza. She might be a baddie, guys. I don't know. But anyway, um, my hairline is not receding. Okay, so you're just a troll. My hairline is not receding. I need a haircut because, yeah, my hairline has not receded. Um, you're fucking, you're a fucking clown, son. So you're going bye bye. And you call me a bitch because I have a Pokemon. Like, I didn't buy it. It's something that was like my niece and nephews, and I just took it because they don't have it anymore. Like Pokemon. If you don't like that, I don't give a fuck. I can beat your ass any given day. You should check out my other videos before you talk shit because you might see, oh, you talking to someone who was an Army veteran and a martial arts coach who's been studying martial arts for like nigh 30 years. So go suck a dick with your little gay ass fucking binary digit name. You little faggot ass Pete and Puffer retard. So anyway, we getting back to Batman because we're not worrying about little faggots who have usernames 11011001110. All that just means I'm a faggot in binary for his username. That's what that meant for him. He's a faggot. So that's what that meant. Anywho, moving on. So like I said, so the most popular by vote from what I've seen online is Michael Keaton, and then number two, Christian Bale. Okay. Um Now, who are my favorites? Pretty much the same actually. Like Michael Keaton is my favorite, then Christian Bale comes next. But I guess you want to know, so those two are goated, right? Michael Keaton is goated, Christian Bale is goated. So who comes number three? Um, hmm. I am actually going to go with, this might surprise people, or maybe not. But I'm going with uh I'm gonna go with Ben Affleck number three, because aside from all the murdery type stuff, he was like the most screen accurate portrayal of like Batman in uniform. Again, aside from the murdery stuff, he 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 was like Batman straight out of the comics. Like the way he put fear in people, the way he moved, like the, everything. Like it was that is how you picture Batman moving. Like that's like in the comics, that's how you see him. It's basically how Ben Affleck was portraying him. Again, aside from the murdery stuff and him branding people to get murdered in jail. But Ben Affleck will come number three. Um, Val Kilmer number four. Um, Adam West number five. George Clooney number six. Um, the two guys that played him in the old serials, the old movie serials from the 40s. Come six and seven. Uh, the played Lego Batman the Lego actor Batman. I mean Lego, yeah, Lego Batman actor. Um, that was Will Arnett. Yeah, so Will Arnett comes eight. Kevin Conroy comes nine because they were both voice actors. But then also the reason I put Kevin Conroy at the bottom is because he actually did do a live action version of Batman slash Bruce Wayne in the CW, and the CW crossover with like um, the Green Arrow and Supergirl and the Flash. He played like a Batman that went bad or whatever. They had the corny ass Batwoman in there, but he comes number nine, and then the very last comes uh the shiny suit Batman, the dude from the Batman movie. What's his name? The guy from Twilight. That dude. He played up. He does not look nor act like Batman nor Bruce Wayne. He's fucking emo. Robert Pattinson. Yeah, Robert Pattinson is the worst. The only reason Kevin Conroy isn't the worst for his portrayal in the CW is because he played the quintessential voice of Batman for decades, from the Batman the animated series, and then all the animated DC animated films. So that's my top. Michael Keaton is number one. Robert Pattinson is at the very bottom at number 10, because no one wants to see a fucking vegan dude playing Batman. Like, no, he was just fucking whack. It was like I actually liked the Batman movie. Like I gave it a when I first rated it 4 years ago. I gave it like a B minus, B plus, maybe A minus, but it went down to like B minus because the most important character in the movie is the worst is the character that I don't like, which is Robert Pattinson. So it's a really good movie, but the Batman in the movie sucks. So he's dead bottom. Kevin Conroy is second to the bottom only because he did a live action portrayal of Batman in the CW, which was just horrible. If you haven't seen it, don't, because it's going to ruin your image of Kevin Conroy as Batman. Um, and then I'm gonna tease it apart again. Let's say who played the best Bruce Wayne, because not everyone who played the best Batman played the best Bruce Wayne. All right. So if we go to Bruce Wayne, I'm actually gonna put Christian Bale number one. Okay. I'm put Christian Bale number one. Uh oh shit! I included George Clooney, right? That I think yeah, because I said okay. Let me make sure. Let me recount. Okay, so Michael Keaton number one, Christian Bale number two, Ben Affleck number three. Uh, did, uh, Val Kilmer number four. Um, Adam West number five. Right. So those are my top five. Then I said the two guys who played the Batman in the movie serials from the 40s is number six and number seven. It's two different actors. Um, George Clooney number eight. Yeah, yeah. George Clooney number eight because that movie was just horrible and he played horrible Batman. But that wasn't his fault. That was Joel Schumacher. A good actor can only do so much with a shitty script. So he's number eight. Kevin Conroy's number nine. Then Twilight Batman comes at the very bottom, number 10. Um, like I said, by vote, Michael Keaton is number one and Christian Bale's number two, so that aligns with my own uh, opinion as well. Now it's the best Bruce Wayne. Now the best Bruce Wayne is not necessarily the best Batman. Um, on that, I will say Christian Bale number one for Bruce Wayne. Number two would be hmm. Number two, because I know who number three is, but I'm trying to think of number two. Number two would be number two will actually be Val Kilmer. I'll say number two is Val Kilmer for Bruce Wayne. Number three is Michael Keaton because he's still up there. He's still goated, right? uh, Number four would be George Clooney. George Clooney actually played a good Bruce Wayne. He was just a horrible Batman, so I'm gonna put him number four for Bruce Wayne. Um, Number five would be number five would be number five will be again Adam West. um, number six would be Ben Affleck. He was a great Batman, but Bruce Wayne, not so much. Um, seven, eight would. Seven and eight would again be the movie serial actors from the 40s. Number nine again, Kevin Conroy, just because, like I said, what he did in the CW sucks so bad. And number 10, again, Robert Pattinson, because he didn't even seem like Bruce Wayne. Like, he forgot that Bruce Wayne is not supposed to be emo. Like, Bruce Wayne is not emo. His whole image is to throw people off that he's not some mentally unhinged person fighting criminals in the middle of the night. So it makes sense that he puts on this happy facade. That is a facade. Batman is the real personality of Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is the alter ego. So it's the reverse. For many superheroes, the alter ego is their superhero persona. For Bruce Wayne, his Batman personality is his real personality. When he when he when he goes out when he goes out and about as Bruce Wayne, that is his alter ego. That is him pretending to be something he's not, happy and reckless and a womanizer and all this sort of stuff. Like, that's what he pretends to be. So, for instance, Tony Stark, that's his real personality. Whereas Bruce Wayne just pretends to be this spendthrift, womanizing, you know, reckless type of dude. That's actually Tony Stark's personality. Um, but no, Robert Pattinson, like, walking around all emo, like, that's not Bruce Wayne. So he played the worst Bruce Wayne again, just like he played the worst Batman. And Kevin Conroy comes second to worst with his portrayal because of, again, what he did in the CW. And then I'm gonna give you one more nuance, which is who played the best voiceover Batman in the animated films. Obviously, it's Kevin Conroy. It's freaking Kevin Conroy all day. Kevin Conroy, without a doubt. But Will Arnett comes number two. Will, like, the Lego Batman is just goated. The way he played him in both the Lego movie and in the Lego Batman movie, goated. And then number three is Adam West, because he did actually, like, voiceover for, like, the like, animated Batman stuff. So I had to, because I had to give Kevin Conroy justice. When you think of Batman and how he sounds, you think of Kevin Conroy's voice before anyone else's. So I had to have another distinction to give that man his roses. Every Gen Xer and millennial watching Batman the animated series, or watching the DC animated films from the 90s to the 2010s knows thinks of hears Kevin Conroy's voice when you see an animated Batman, right? So I had to give that man his roses. And, he passed away a few years ago. He is the voice of Batman, so he is number one if you're talking about, like, the voiceover for, like, an animated Batman, whether in the video games, the cartoons, or the animated films. Number two, again, is Will Arnett because of the Lego Batman movie. And then number three is Adam West. So, sorry, I know that took like 10, 20 minutes to answer all that, but you talking to a Batman fan, so you awakened the nerdiness in me. Desi Boys 4004 says, "Do you smoke weed?" Nope, not since college. Not since undergrad. And I was, yeah, sorry. I think grown men should do something better with their time than smoking weed. Why every time I do something, it scrolls to the. Jeez, I hate that. Uh, so if people think I didn't get to your messages, sorry. I was just answering one. It took me a while. Now I'm scrolling down. Lord Dementus 1987 says, "What to do if I'm addicted to massage parlors?" I don't give answers for free anymore. You're gonna have to drop a super chat. I used to, but people abused it, so I don't give out free answers. Besides, I don't even think that's a genuine question. Someone said Pattinson or Bale. Bale, but Michael Keaton above everything. He said, I'm not the innocent, says I'm not the innocent man. No one gives a fuck. Dude, you're no one cares about some keyboard warrior. I'm tough in real life. Sure you are. Sure you are, buddy. Now go change your tampon. I Slice Sam said, what are you watching? I was watching damn, O'Shea Duke Jackson video.
Let's throw a penalty flag on the hospital monopolies and their abusive
Dan says Iron Man solos. Yeah.
inflation.
I like Iron Man. Don't get me wrong. I got a couple of action figures around here.
500% markups on
I just don't. I'm just not gonna walk around showing them right now.
for predatory pricing. Hiding the price hikes for
the Chinese take out the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's go to the liquor stores as well.
Normal guy 8466 says I don't think this folk likes the LGBTQ. I don't have any. I have no problems with the LGBTQ plus community whatsoever. My problem. My problem is how their ideology was pushed onto the mainstream through politics and academia. That was my problem. When you had a presidential administration, two of them, in fact, both the Obama administration and the Biden administration, pushing that agenda on average Americans who don't agree with that stuff and aren't a part of it, I had a problem with that because those folks only make up 1% of the general population. They may have a very outsized vocal voice online, but in mainstream America, they're like 1% of the population. I don't have a problem with them. I don't have a problem with adults doing whatever they want to do as long as it's legal. My problem is when they use the bully pulpit of academia and left-leaning politicians to push their agenda onto people who don't subscribe to their views. That's what I had a problem with such as with Pride Month. Normal people don't care about Pride Month unless you live in San Francisco or you're again some very left-leaning person. I have nothing, but again, I have nothing against the LGBTQ community. If you are a part of the LGBTQ plus community, you know, live and love. No problem with you guys. But I have a problem when you use academia and politicians to force your agenda onto average Americans who don't subscribe to your alternative lifestyle. That's what I have a problem with, particularly in public education. In college, you know, left-leaning views are often pushed. Like that's nothing new, but when it's happening in public schools with our children, that's what I have a problem with. When you have politicians basically forcing this on people to the point where you you go to apply for a job and it's asking you for your pronouns, I have a problem with that. I shouldn't have to be. It's bad enough when when you apply for a job, you have to go through a credit check, a background check. They're going to check your references. Now you also have to subscribe to an alternative lifestyle that you like. You don't even like. You don't even. It wasn't even on your radar. You got to tell a job like if I'm going to just apply to flip some motherfucking burgers or fold in front clothes at Walmart, why the fuck do I gotta tell you what my pronouns are? That's crazy. What's up, Blue Yonder? Kayshawn was good. Scott says got Carmelo Anthony versus Wolverine. Who you got? Huh? You talking about like Wolverine, like Logan, Wolverine? Oh, Carmelo. You talking about the murderer? I forgot. I didn't even get it at first. But every time I hear Carmelo Anthony, I keep thinking of the. I don't think of the kid that murdered the other kid. I keep thinking of the old NBA player. So I'm not. So yeah, I'm not gonna even answer that question because that sounds that's corny. IRL Brian says, "Man, 1,000. Let's throw a fade." I don't even know what you mean. I know a lot of you Gen Z have struggle with grammatical structure, like syntax and semantics when you lead, make comments, but you gotta short it up a little bit because I don't. I know you're trying to make a joke, but I don't get it. Are you trying to say I'm gonna give you 1,000 to fight, or you saying I need to give you 1,000? If I don't get like you sound like you on the cusp of saying something funny, but you missed. Almost there, not quite. Almost there. Keishawn said you watched the new Star Wars movie. Oh hell no! And you're talking to a guy who used to love the Mandalorian. The first two seasons were dope. Because the first season it just gave you sort of like it felt like Star Wars was back when the first season came out. it like basically Mando was what Boba Fett was in the old expanded universe novels, right? Um, and it gave you that Western motif feel. Plus, once they introduced Grogu, who back then was just Baby Yoda, it felt you could tell that Star Wars was leaning heavily on the old Japanese manga, Lone Wolf and the Cub, which are also some good Japanese movies as well. Lone Wolf and the Cub is a manga and a series of Japanese movies from the I think always all the way back to like the 70s or 80s. But you can find if you can find quite a few of them for free on Tubi if you want, or you just read the manga. Uh, but it was leaning heavily on the Lone Wolf and Cub thing, and I enjoyed it. And then they fucked it up with the third season two ways. So one was after Grogu left to train with Luke Skywalker, that left you with a cliffhanger, right? And instead of settling that cliffhanger in the Mandalorian show itself, they did it in the Book of Boba Fett series. So the last two episodes of the Book of Boba Fett Disney Plus series became all about the Mandalorian, and in those last two shows, he Grogu rejoined with him, left Luke Skywalker's new Jedi Academy to come back to the Mandalorian and become a recruit under Mando Din Djarin. But then season 3 also was bad because it stopped being about Din Djarin and became more about other characters. It wasn't even about them anymore. And then they introduced so much. They introduced all the little stupid woke shit that wasn't in the first two movies. I mean, the first two seasons. And then after that, it took them 4 years before they did a movie. So the cliffhanger with Grogu leaving to train with Luke should have been in the movie. I mean, when he decided to come back to Din Djarin, that should have been in the movie. That should not have been settled in the Book of Boba Fett, a series that most people didn't even watch, and the people who did watch it didn't even like it, like myself. That should have been in the movie, and that move they should have did that movie like 3 years ago when people still cared about the Mandalorian series. If they had did the movie instead of season 3 4 years ago, they would have been riding high because people would have still been wondering after the cliffhanger, is Grogu going to rejoin Din Djarin? Is he going to stay with Luke and become a Jedi Padawan? What's going like? It's like obvious, like because of what we know happens in the sequel trilogy, that there's no Grogu there, unless we were to suspect that Kylo Ren had murdered him when he destroyed the temple. But in any case, not the temple, the academy. But in any case, whatever was going to happen after season two, the season two cliffhanger, when Luke rescued everyone and then took Grogu to be his new Padawan, whatever was going to happen, whether he decided to stay with Luke or came back to Din Djarin, that should have been in the movie, not this. The whole movie is just one large side quest. No one wants to. No one's going to pay. Even hardcore Star Wars fans like I am. And I mean, if you don't believe me, I mean, you know what I'm saying? But look, even hardcore Star Wars fans aren't going to go see them, aren't going to pay $20 to go see a side quest because it just looks like a glorified episode of The Mandalorian. It looks like they just took. It looked like they were. It looks like, and they probably were doing this, but I'm guessing here. It looked like they took what was initially going to be part of season 4 of The Mandalorian, cobbled it together, and and cranked it out as a movie. So no, I'm not going to see it. And actually, I could watch it right now on my torrent site, and I don't even want to. I don't even want to see it on my torrent site. I may eventually watch it when it comes to Disney Plus because I guarantee you it will be on Disney Plus by the end of this summer. I guarantee you, the Mandalorian Grogu movie will be on Disney Plus by the end of the summer. I may watch it then, but again, I don't care about the characters anymore. I really don't. And then there's supposed to be a Mandoverse movie where they take all the characters from all the different Mandoverse series, The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett, and they're supposed to be in one movie. I mean, we're calling the Mandoverse because they all happen in the same timeline that happens after Return of the Jedi, but before the sequel trilogy. But I doubt I will go see that either if they ever make the movie because it was put on the shelf. Now there's reports that they still want to make it. I don't know because next year the Starfighter is going to come out with Ryan. What's his name? Whatever his name is. But anyway, um, I don't think Starfighter is going to do well either next year. But if they still go with a Mandoverse movie, I'm not going to see it because all the things because in the build up to the Mandoverse movie, basically they got to fight Grand Admiral Thrawn. You cannot do a movie where that you have a huge threat to the galaxy and the people fighting him are don't include Luke, Leia, and Han. Thanks for the GIF. Someone just sent me some GIF. I'm gonna get to that. Whoever sent me those, I'm gonna get to that. Appreciate that. Um, but if they do, like I said, if they do actually go ahead with the Mandoverse movie, it's gonna suck if they don't have Luke, Leia, and Han. Like, and they can use. I mean, whether they use CGI or they use deep fake technology, whatever. Like the way they use deep fake Luke Skywalker in the Mandalorian show and in the Book of Boba Fett. They both use deep fake where they actually use Mark Hamill, and then they used a body, they used a body double for the deep fake. Um, Unfortunately, Carrie Fisher is no longer with us, so they can't even do a deep fake of her. It would have to be if they did. Actually, they might be at a point with a deep fake that they can actually take old footage of her. Yeah, they might be. Yeah, deep fake technology might be at the point now where they can actually probably take old footage of Carrie Fisher dressed up as Leia and relay that over a body double, because they actually did some of that in the Rise of Skywalker. They used her daughter as her body double in scenes, and then just uh, used the deep fake to put her face over her daughter. And her daughter had agreed to let them go ahead and use the likeness of her mom, so they could do that. But I guarantee you, if Starfighter flops next year, well, two things is going to happen. Well, one, I think they're going to release the original, because it's going to be the 50th anniversary of the original Star Wars film next year. So they're probably going to release that in its unaltered form, because they've been saying for the past 2 years that they plan on releasing the original Star Wars film as it was originally theatrically released, without any of the upgrades that George Lucas did to it over the years. It's going to be released in its original condition on the screen, and I'm definitely going to go see it if they still plan on doing that. So that's going to happen next year. But also, if Starfighter flops, I believe the only thing Lucasfilm has left in their bag of tricks would be to do a remake of the original trilogy. I think that is the last card they have to play at this point, is doing a remake of the original trilogy. And I guarantee that's going to piss a lot of people off. It's going to piss off the fans of. It's going to piss off the legacy fans, and it's not going to bring in the new fans, because the new fans will be like, "Well, we don't care about the original trilogy. We want this new stuff." But anyway, sorry to. I didn't mean. when you pick stuff that I love, like Batman and Star Wars, I can talk about that shit all day. Sorry. Anyway, let me get on with it. The Frank Beer Show says, if you do the crime, you got to do the time. I don't think anyone disagrees with you, but that's pretty random to bring up. Phantom Physique says, is it true that you got a rib cage of a cat and the heart of a lesbian? Are you guys even American? Like, y'all have some corny ass fucking jokes. Like, are you fucking Indian or something? I have nothing wrong with Indians, but that's some corny ass shit. Cornballs. Scott Otis is Carmelo Anthony versus Silver Surfer. Dude, it's not funny. It's not landing. That plane is not landing. Bale. All right. I can rock with Bale. Chauncey Bellin says the best Batman was Michael Keaton. Absolutely. 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 You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Absolutely. Absolutely the best Batman. I told you I got a bunch of these action figures all over my all over this room. This is just one of them. One of 8 of these. And I have other Batman action figures, but I have like 8 of the Michael Keaton Batman 89 Toy Biz action figures. This is number 1. What right underneath is like number 2. Yeah, number 2. Over there is number 3. Number 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I think that's an 8. It's like 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh. Oh, so maybe only 7. I thought it was 8. I could be miscounting, but yes, Michael Keaton was the best Batman, hands down. Robin Sana says you Uncle Ray. You trying to say I'm blind? As ZL Boros says, make America straight again. Well, again, this is what I'll say to that. By and large, most Americans are heterosexual. They are straight. The people who comprise the LGBTQ community make up literally only about 1% of the population. Why it seems like they're more ubiquitous than they actually are, it's just because they are a very vocal group online and they're very vocal in academia, but they make up about 1% of the general population. So America, by and large, is still straight. if that makes you feel any better, Zettelboro. Rational Heretic dash H4 to BR says it is best to be an idiot perceived to be smart. I'm sorry, asking a question. Is it best to be an idiot perceived to be smart or a genius perceived to be an idiot? I think that's a false dilemma. The best case scenario is to be uh, someone who's intellectually gifted and is recognized for being intellectually gifted. That is the best case scenario. But if you want to make it only a choice between those two, I'd rather be the genius perceived to be an idiot. But neither one of those are best case scenarios. The best case scenario is someone who's gifted, who's recognized for being gifted. So. What else is Trump in 2028? Well, I don't really think he's going to run 2028. I think he likes to troll. I think he likes to troll liberals and progressives and left-leaning centrists by saying he will run. I don't really think he wants to. I don't really think he would try to run. One, I mean, he's constitutionally prohibited from doing so, and even if he wanted to challenge that, I don't think he has any desire to actually challenge that. He'll be in his 80s. He'll be well into his 80s in 2028. I don't think he wants to do it. I think more or less what he wants to happen though is to see that his agenda lives on after him. So he will probably be the kingmaker. So what I think more likely will happen is that Trump will serve as the quote unquote kingmaker. Don't take king too literally. Kingmaker is obviously a term of reference for someone who can pick the power player, right? Like Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones. He'd rather be the power behind the throne. So in that regard, I think Trump in 2028 will probably serve more as a kingmaker where he will throw his weight behind the Republican nominee who best will push forward his MAGA agenda going into 2028. I think that's what's most likely to happen. I highly doubt that he will make an attempt to run in 2028 because one, it will cause an instant constitutional crisis where it will go to the Supreme Court. And again, he's going to be in his 80s. I really doubt he's going to want to run a third term. I highly doubt it. If he was 20 years younger, then yeah, I can see him trying to run for a third term, even though he's constitutionally prohibited from doing so. I think he would try to challenge that in the courts. But in his 80s, I don't see him trying to challenge the the basis of the prohibition of the amendment prohibiting presidents from running a third term, not in his 80s. Like I said, a Trump 20 years younger, I can see him trying that, but in his 80s, nah, he's not. But he's not going to just outwardly say I'm not going to do it just because he enjoys how much it triggers people on the left by saying Trump 2028. It triggers them to no end. So he's going to keep making them think that it's a possibility for him just because he knows how much it pisses them off. That he can be that he could probably win if he wanted. That pisses them off to no end. Rational Heretic says Marines are terrorists. No, they are not. Yeah, you want you. Although I'm not a Marine, um, um, I'm a former Army. Well, I'm an Army veteran, not a Marine veteran. I will not endure any slander of the Marines here. The only people that can slander the Marines are Army soldiers like me. we 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 soldiers, we can slander the Marines. You cannot slander the Marines. The Marines are not terrorists. They're the best at what they do. The few, the proud, the Marines. It's just a lot of you are so pussified that you're scared of masculinity that that is portrayed by military military men. Marines are not terrorists. Chiku says, "Oh my God," in reference to what? A dubious can't stop his damn bro. Why you so dusty? Because your mother's flakes keep shaking on me every time I fuck her from the back. That's why a dubious can't stop. Tell your mother to take 2 showers before I fuck her. One shower ain't doing it for her. I get all her little crust on me after I fuck her in the ass and cream pie it. And she loves to do ATM ass to mouth, all the time. She loves it. But damn, she be flaking all over the place. So tell a bitch to take 2 showers from now on and use a loofah. That's why I'm dusty, because your mom's pussy crumbs all over me. Bitch ass nigga. Daniel says who you dissing, bro. Depends on what segment you caught me roasting people. Bro, I'm the most chill person. But when people come here trying to clown for no fucking reason, these trolls come in here because they're losers in real life. They're surprised by the vitriol that I will meet with them because I'm Gen X and I genuinely don't give a fuck. Like I said, in this live stream, I said I'm pretending to give a fuck, but for the past 4 weeks, I just stopped giving a fuck. So do they sell cocoa butter in the area?
When you're the sickest,
yeah, because I use it
hospital
to
monopolies
because I
hit
yeah
you
I use
with
it to smooth down your
300%
mother's ass
markups.
before I fuck
Big
her.
Pharma just increased the prices of 350 drugs, every one higher than inflation. They're why America's health insurance providers.
Seal says the gays stole the rainbow like the Nazis stole the swastika. That is facts. No one like the rainbow used to be a great symbol before it was appropriated by the LGBTQ community. Like reading rainbow, no one thought of reading rainbow gay or somewhere or what was the song? I think the Wizard of Oz song, the Rainbow. No. I'm sorry. The Muppets, the Rainbow Coalition, whatever. No, that's Jesse Jackson. Right? I don't know, but yeah, they co-opted the rainbow, just like the Nazis co-opted the swastika. The swastika is still a symbol used by Hindus and Buddhists, and it was a pretty popular symbol throughout the ancient world, and it got co-opted by them. So, because it was so bad, I remember my Vietnamese friend in college, he had the little Buddha symbol on his back, and this Jewish girl, she was like, "Oh my God, you're a Nazi." He was like, he turned around to her. He was like, "How am I a Nazi?" He's like, "I'm fucking Asian. I'm not." He said that is a Buddha symbol. But yeah, I mean, I would say this. You have to he see the problem is with my friend, my Vietnamese friend Ed, he he's a he's a SoCal Asian. What I mean by SoCal Asian, he's an Asian that comes from Southern California. Asians from Southern California are in their own little bubble. They're all in their own unique bubble where pretty much everyone in their social circle that lives in their community that goes to their schools are all Asian as well. This is literally why he came to Maryland. He came to my school, University of Maryland, because he transferred from the University of California, Irvine. He said, "Yo, it was nothing but Asian people, nothing but Asian students there." He's like, "I wanted to get away from that." He was a SoCal Asian. So within his little SoCal Asian social bubble, none of them would have thought that it would be a huge like social faux pas to get a Buddhist symbol tatted on you that is the exact same look of the Nazi swastika. Like I said, if he lived outside of his SoCal Asian bubble, it would have been apparent to him to not even do something like that. And I'm pretty sure when he joined the Secret Service, they probably asked him about that too. I'm giving away too much information about my friend Ed. I'm sorry. At least I didn't say his last name, but Vietnamese only have a few last names anyway. So anyway, but yeah, he joined the Secret Service after he graduated from Maryland, and I'm pretty sure he had to get a debriefing about about his Buddhist tattoo because they probably would have thought it was a Nazi swastika as well. But yeah, just like the LGBTQ co-opted the rainbow. Yes, the Nazis co-opted the swastika, which was often used as a symbol of peace or other non-combative uh, meanings to people within the ancient world, particularly like the Hindus and Buddhists.
Every single one of you failing in life. And then you want to blame
Anthony says, "Can you help me because all the people are bullying because I'm fat?"
Mr. Rick Chow was found not
All right, let
guilty
me find
of
out
the
who
murder
dropped
of Sellers
the
or
supers.
ever since that
Because I don't know
time.
who did.
There's been a lot of talk on the
You know
internet,
what?
especially
I don't know who dropped the super gifs,
with its
but because
respect
someone
for
did drop a super
indigenous
gif, I'm gonna give out
owned
a little bit
stores.
of advice. Probably not gonna like it, but I'll give you out some advice.
Now there have been a lot of
If you don't like
Asians
people calling you fat,
supporting black
go
people
to the gym.
online, and I do want to
Go to
preface
the
that
gym.
because I've
Like,
seen it and seen so
no one
many
wants to hear you
videos,
complaining.
more
They
positive
keep making
ones
fun of me because
than
I'm
negative.
fat. Dude,
The
man up.
negative ones
Sack up.
always stand out.
I love when the black community said, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats.
So-
Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear. The
If you don't want
Nike
people calling you fat,
the
stop
Chanel
being
caps,
fat.
The Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians.
I'm not.
The
And I'm saying
electronics
go
in
on
your
a
house,
diet,
the Sony,
but
the TV system,
you need to
the sound
watch.
system,
You
the
don't have to
microphones that
change
guys use
what
to
you eat.
rap
You
and
need to
speak
change
about
how
the
much
greatness
of it that
black
you eat
culture, the
a
hip-hop
day.
culture. What do you think that's made? That's made
Start
all in
start
Asia.
eating less of whatever you eat. So if you like chips, you can still eat chips. If you like pizza, you can still eat pizza. Just eat less of it and work out every day. Go to the gym. Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness has a $15 a month gym membership. If there's no Planet Fitness near you, you know what else you can do? You can buy a pair of sneakers and go jogging.
Everything you're boycotting,
That's it.
and your people are not united.
Pretty simple.
So therefore,
If you don't want
go ahead
to
and
look, there's nothing wrong
if
with
you want. In fact, we don't even
becoming
live
fat,
by y'all.
but it's a problem if you decide to stay fat. There's like there's no shame in someone becoming fat. The shame is just staying fat because you decided to not do anything about it. Don't come here asking me advice on something you already know what you need to do. You need to exercise and eat less. That's it. it's really it's really not a secret. Like one of my friends, he's been talking about he wants to lose weight for the past 10 years, and I keep telling him, dude, just go jog every day. He's like, yeah, I know, I'm just too lazy. If you're lazy, you're not gonna lose weight. That's plain. Like he did everything but follow my advice for the past 10 years. He hired an expensive personal trainer. Uh, Now he doesn't use a personal trainer. He just uses Chat GPT, and he only goes to the gym once, like somewhere between once and 3 times a week. That's not enough. You need to you need to he needs to work out at least 6 days a week. 5 to 6. He needs to, just like you probably need to. You need to work out like 5 or 6 days a week, and you need to monitor how much you eat. Like I said, I'm not one of these trainers to say you can only eat X, Y, and Z. You should only eat baked chicken and brown rice and broccoli. I'm not going to tell you that bullshit because most people don't want to just eat brown rice. I mean, if you can, yes, it would help you if you just want if you stuck to like eating brown rice, baked chicken, and broccoli. But that's I'm not going to tell someone to follow something that I'm not going to do myself. I will never tell someone to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not eating fucking baked chicken breasts, brown rice, and broccoli every fucking day. I'm not doing it. What I'm telling you instead is just eat whatever you like, just eat less of it. You need to, with caloric, uh, with your daily caloric count, you need to be eating less. You need to eat less than you need because your body already has a stored amount, has stored calories in the form of fat. Okay, so simply eat less of what you're eating and work out every day. If you don't want to jog, fine. Power walk, jump rope, swim, bicycle, hit the gym, do calisthenics, take MMA, whatever. But you need to work out at least 5 or 6 days a week. And like I said, my friend followed my advice 10 years ago. He would already been at an ideal weight. But he's too lazy to do what I told him to do, which would cost way less than hiring a personal trainer. Uh, but that is pretty much it. There's no secret. There's really no secrets to that. If you, I mean, the big shortcut now is like getting a prescription to a GLP-1 like Ozempic. You can do that if you qualify under your physician. Although they will still tell you that you still probably need to work out and diet. You still need to exercise and diet. So if they're going to tell you that you need to exercise and diet anyway, even if you do qualify for the GLP-1 prescription, then you might as well just start out with doing that in the first place. Diet and exercise. Go jogging every day. And eat a little bit less than what you normally eat. Another problem with a lot of fat people is that in public, they're always like, this is what I notice a lot of fat people do, and it's kind of disheartening to me when I found this out because I didn't know prior. But I've discovered that what keeps a lot of fat people fat is that they only are concerned about their calories in public, and then when they're home when they're not around other people, they binge eat. A lot of fat people binge eat in private, and they won't tell you that. They'll tell you, I'm exercising, but the I'm not taking off the weight. What they fail to tell people is that secretly when there aren't people around, they're constantly snacking or they're binge eating. A lot of them tend to be like white collar jobs, and they don't realize while they're working, they're probably constantly eating snacks or whatever, and they don't realize all those calories are adding up. So you're sitting at a desk 7, 8, 9 hours a day, and half of that time you are munching down on snacks and shit. That adds up. and then you don't work out that day. So you were stuck sitting somewhere for like 7, 8 hours. Okay. You were snacking half of that time, and then you never exercised that day. And you're wondering, why am I still fat? That's why. So Anthony TC5GK, go it, go hit the gym or go jogging 5 to 6 days a week and start eating less than what you're currently eating. That's my advice. Zizek Lacanian says the Iliad presents a phantasmagorical war, and Thucydides tells how the war was in reality. Joshua is phantasmagorical, and current archaeology demystifies the book of Joshua. Dude, what the hell were you smoking? How? What? whatever, whatever you were smoking, Zizek Lacanian, you need to share that with the rest of the chat room because what you just said makes absolutely no fucking sense.
At Cognition, what we've always focused on is trying to solve for the messiness of software.
Chauncey's Billings 531 said best Batman was Michael Keaton. Again, we already went over that. I agree. Zito Boris's Batman didn't like gays. No, don't put that on Batman. there's not one Batman book where he discriminates against gay people. Don't put that on him.
Make something clear.
Okay.
I have a hunch you're not a fan of Facebook, but I am. I am here to help Facebook.
As a matter of fact, they unfortunately they rebooted Tim, who's the third Robin, to be bisexual now.
You'll read your opening statement, which will skip past
Batwoman, his cousin, is lesbian.
Spell your name and state your current occupation.
Don't put that on Batman.
J.A.C. And your occupation?
I'm a professional defendant.
I ran classifiers on political.
Yo, Cerny says, did you know Oliver Tree died?
Hang on, I
don't know who that is.
Are you a tech reporter?
Ish.
These guys are counting on the next round of congressional testimony to make you likable, Mark. I'm happy to
And I
lend
know
a
you're
hand,
trying to get me to say something. It's not going to work because I actually enunciate my words. You want me to say that all in one
you are injecting into the air supply. It's becoming jet pilot.
in one, fell pronunciation to make me say something that you think is funny. That shit doesn't work. You stupid motherfucking Gen Z and fucking faggot ass millennials. Do you realize, like, Gen X, we grew up on The Simpsons. Every episode of The Simpsons back in the 90s, Bart used to call into Moe's tavern to try to get Moe to say something funny, like Seymour Butts or something like that. So you're not going to trick a Gen Xer into trying to say something stupid because we grew up watching The Simpsons, having Bart Simpson call into Moe's tavern every episode, tricking him into saying something stupid. That shit doesn't work here. You fucking low IQ, low testosterone, faggot ass, fucking dumbass pieces of shit. I hate your whole fucking generation. And I was saying I was going to try to be nice to Gen Z and millennials, but not to you faggots. Like, get on my nerves. Anyway, Phantasm C says he was a more mature Batman too. Yeah, that's true.
We have our own Chinatowns.
What's up, Kingston Parsley? Bro, he said you need to diss some more people in here. I don't really want to. That's the thing, though, Daniel. I can roast with the best of them because, like I said, I grew up in a time where we used to just roast each other we used to just roast each other when we were bored in school or outside of school. We would roast each other. So my generation is the best at roasting or dissing or playing the dozens or cracking, snapping, joning, busting, whatever you want to call it. right? But when it comes to the chat room, I'm really not trying to roast people. It's just that people come in here thinking they're gonna, you know, talk to me out of pocket and think I'm not gonna say something. Most of the times I will ignore it, but and usually if you diss me only once, I'm gonna let it slide. But when you flood the chat room with insults, like I'm either gonna block you or I'm gonna say something and then block you. But you know, Kings and Prices, your own, suspect, but we look alike. I can't even see your avatar, so I wouldn't know. I can't see people's avatars on a mobile stream. It's too small of an image. Egg Nima said, "Black and sweaty, not a lot going for you, Mister. My dick is black and sweaty in your fucking mouth. How about that? Besides that, I got a lot more going than you because unlike you, I'm not a troll that comes on somebody's live stream because I have nothing else better to do with my life. Coke Production says, "Dang man, wipe your forehead. You're dripping. No, your mother's pussy was dripping on my back and on my head. She got that wet. She got that wet ass pussy, that wop. Put it on me. So I was like, ooh, goddamn. That's what happened. Coke Productions. Now shut the fuck up." Mm-mm. Yop Sticks says, if you're in NY, be safe, no Spurs jerseys. I'll say this. That shit is off the hook. One thing, it seems like the old New York is back. The fact that you got New Yorkers going around beating up people in Spurs jerseys, first of all, that's fucked up. But two, that is reminiscent of the New York that I know from the 90s, right? The New York, the New York I knew from the 90s, that would happen. I did not expect for New Yorkers to still act like New Yorkers in 2026 because I thought it was all just a bunch of billionaires and faggots in New York City. But apparently, there's still real New Yorkers around, although they're probably the bridge and tunnel crew. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm pretty sure most of those people out there acting the fucking fool are not from Manhattan. They from the these are people from the outer boroughs and New Jersey. Pretty sure, or from Long Island even. These aren't these are Manhattanites. Most of the Manhattanites are either billionaires or gay or both, or some little liberal socialist praying to Allah because Mandani said so. But anyway, um, yeah, I'll say this: they are definitely acting like the New Yorkers that I knew in the '90s, but it's uncalled for to beat up someone with a Spurs jersey. What I will say to a Spurs fan, if you are genuinely a Spurs fan and not just someone trolling the Knicks, look, stand just square. Stand just if you are. This is why I think sports fandom is stupid anyway. I think sports fandom is stupid anyway because you guys are gonna beat people up and catch a criminal case for something you're not making money. You're willing to go to bat protecting like for your beloved Knicks because the Knicks haven't won a championship since I was in like middle school, and and when Patrick Ewing was still playing. And did you guys know the NBA Jams back in 1993 was actually rigged that the Bulls could never beat the Detroit Pistons? Um, anyway, but yeah, getting back. Look, if you are a genuine Spurs fan, stand your square. If you want to wear a jersey, wear the jersey. But be prepared to square up. You better be prepared to square up and go in somebody's mouth. Or you need to travel in packs so that random New Yorkers don't beat you up. Or people pretending to be from New York don't beat you up. Because again, most of these New Yorkers doing all this violence, I guarantee they're not actually from Manhattan. They either from the outer boroughs, they from upstate, or they from New Jersey. Even worse, they might be from Connecticut. But if you are a genuine Spurs fan, stand just square. But you might need to carry some sort of EDC weapon, whatever is legal in New York, because not very many things are legal in New York to carry. A tactical pen, a tactical flashlight you can take everywhere with you. Most of these niggas can't fight. I'm gonna tell you that. That's why they'll have to jump you to beat you up. They're gonna have to jump you, and a lot of them are actually doing that. Seemingly, they're jumping people. So stand your square, carry a weapon, or use the buddy system. You need to have you if you're gonna be a Spurs fan wearing a Spurs jersey. You need to you need to keep a battle buddy with you, like we do in the army. You need a battle buddy. Even better, you should come in group. You should travel in groups. Um, but other than that, sports fandom is fucking dumb because you guys are fighting over something that ain't even paying you. You're willing to catch a criminal case, and you're not part of the team. You're not getting paid whether they lose or win. If they get a championship, you're not getting anything out of it other than to say that's my team. That's why I think sports fandoms is stupid. But man, don't look. Or I mean, you can just not wear the jersey. Or if you do wear the jersey, just wear the jersey inside the arena. Take it off when you're not in the arena. So that's the other thing. Wear your jersey in the arena and in the arena only, and then take it off when you're not when you're coming out the arena or you're coming into the arena. You should not have it on. Then you can wear the jersey when you are in the arena actually watching the game because no one's going to beat you up while they're watching the game, presumably. Just saying. Dude, I'm not gonna say hello to you after you kept saying I have some eye problem. Like, get the fuck out of here, faggot. Fucking retard. How about Val Kilmer? I already ranked Val Kilmer in my Batman thing. You missed it. I ranked him number 4. I ranked him number 4. Mm. Who is the gayest person you know? The person using the username I am not that innocent. Faggot. Anyway, worst Batman movie director. Um, Joel Schumacher, without a question, Joel Schumacher. He his movies were so bad he destroyed the franchise for 8 years. It took them 8 years to put Batman back on the silver screen because he destroyed the franchise with Batman and Robin. First of all, why the fuck you hire Chris O'Donnell to play Robin when he looks as old? He literally looks as old as fucking Val Kilmer in the movie. Like, why would he be adopting a grown man? That shit didn't make any. It doesn't make any sense to that he's adopting a grown man as his Robin. It didn't fucking make any sense. Like he literally had like I think like a you could see like the wisp of a 5 o'clock shadow coming in, and we're supposed to believe this guy is like what 17, 16, and he looks 30. He looks as old as Val Kilmer. And then in Batman and Robin, it got just so campy that it was just so bad. It's like Batman Forever. I can watch. It's still good. Tommy Lee Jones as Two Face, Jim Carrey as the Riddler. He plays more of a campy Riddler that gives homage to like the 1960s Batman, Adam West with the Riddler in it back then. Riddle me this, Batman. So, yeah. So the that one wasn't as bad, but the third act of Batman Forever just made it just kind of. Batman Forever would have been a good movie if it wasn't for the third act. The third act just really ruined it for me. Like I can kind of suspend judgment when it comes to Chris O'Donnell playing Robin, even though he looks like he's fucking 30 years old. I can suspend judgment on that, but it was just campy, especially at the end. But Batman Forever, I still like just because Val Kilmer played it. It's a 1995 movie. I have a because I left school in 1995. I have like a huge I have a huge hard on for anything for movies from 1995. And Val Kilmer just played a very sincere as Batman. He was he wasn't the greatest Batman, but he played a really good Bruce Wayne in that movie. Vicky Colors 2091 says, "Yo, what's up? Best rapper in your opinion?" Look, I'm in my 40s. I'm in my late 40s now, so I'm out of the whole best rapper thing. For me, it's always going to be Biggie, but I'm not willing to debate it because I'm when I hit when I hit 35, I decided to never care about another rap debate ever again because it's just too juvenile. And when you get into debates about hip hop and rap, it brings out the stupidest people. Because well, anyway, I'm not going to insult people and say only stupid people listen to rap and hip hop. But what I will say is the people who are the most invested in it don't tend to be that smart. Vicky Color says, "What's your favorite movie?" Um, it's it's uh it's a tie between Return of the Jedi and Batman 1989. The 1989 Batman is a tie between Return of the Jedi and 1989 Batman. What's up, Carlton? What's going on, bro? Favorite Denzel Washington movie? Just by let me put on my glasses. What time do I got here? 7:26. Not gonna stay on too long. Um, Arnev Wozniak. Favorite Denzel Washington movie? Good question. Um, um, I don't know. He has so many good movies. Like you got Malcolm X, you got Glory, you got by the way, Training Day is not one of my favorites at all. I don't even think that was that good of a movie, to be honest. But there's Glory, there's Malcolm X, there's hmm, hmm, Mo Better Blues. Uh, man, there's so many movies he was in. I can't. Carriage on the Fire, Equalizer. Um, well, what's your favorite Denzel movie? I'm probably gonna say Malcolm X right now, but I might change my mind because I can't. It's just so many movies he's did. I can't think of them. You know what? Let me actually look this up. Denzel Washington movies. Luckily, I have my um, keyboard right here. American Gangster was pretty good too. Man on Fire, yeah. Deja Vu, Inside Man. Book of Eli sucked. I don't know why people like that movie. I didn't even bother watching Gladiator 2. That looks so bad. Magnificent Seven. I haven't seen that yet. I'm gonna put that on my movie list. The Great Debaters, Crimson Tide, Flight. It's funny. He said he never liked to have do sex scenes with white women in movies, but he did actually do one in a movie that most people don't remember that he did with the rapper Ice-T, where he played a cop that became like a really successful lawyer, and he had a friend who was a drug dealer, and he told him when they were playing basketball he couldn't hang out with him again because the guy had his stash right there when they were playing. So it would compromise him as a law enforcement officer to be still dealing with him. But the guy actually ended up saving him when they set him up. And Ice T went from just being a little a dope boy to like a major, like I guess, to like being a drug kingpin of sorts that was looking out for him when he got set up by some people. And in one of the scenes, this white chick was fucking him, like she was riding him cowgirl while he was hot, like while he was like tied up and sedated and on drugs. She actually gave him, I think she actually gave him like herpes or something. It was crazy. I can't remember the name of that movie, but it's starring Ice T. Actually, I can look it up. I'm looking at movies right here. I forgot he did The Tragedy of Macbeth. He got Game, Bone Collector, Fallen, Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3. That was good. Out of Time. That was good. Philadelphia. That was good. Devil in a Blue Dress. That was good. I actually had my wife watch that with me. Devil in a Blue Dress. Siege. Mississippi Masala. I like that movie, but I basically just like that movie because I like seeing an Indian girl naked. I'm not going to even front. Indian women are sexy. And anyway, I didn't put out my business, but yeah. John Q. Did I watch John Q? Pelican Brief. Ricochet. That was the name of it. It was called Ricochet with Ice-T. And I don't think most people remember that movie, but it is a good one. I don't think most people remember that though. It was like an old 90s movie. I think it's going under the radar. Carbon Copy, The Manchurian Candidate. Yeah, that was good. Antoine Fisher. Yeah, Antoine Fisher was a really good. So yeah. So my favorite thing to watch the movie is either gonna be between Malcolm X and Antoine Fisher. I really like the movie Antoine Fisher. Love from Leicester. What's up, Samoa Ashik? What's going on? Tim Joseph Clark just says Costco. I don't get it. Yura Shohan says John Jones or Khabib. Um, um, I don't know. Nothing that mispronouncing you Yuvraj Chauhan. John Jones or Khabib. Um, I mean, neither one of them are my favorite MMA fighters, but they're both like freaking legends, right? Um, I mean, neither one, but I guess if I have to pick one, I'll go with John Jones. John asking 7553 says, "Have a blessed day, my guy." Thank you, appreciate that. You do as well, man. Can you please dude? Don't come to someone's live stream and beg them for subbing. First of all, if you want someone to sub to you, produce content. This is what someone else kept. I had someone else come to my live stream and said, "How do I get people? How do I get more followers?" I'm like, put out more content. There's no secret to it. Like if you only got like 5 videos up and you're talking about I need more followers, no one's gonna come to your channel when you only got like 5 videos up. Unless those 5 videos up are with celebrities or with hot women, no one's gonna sub to a channel with only 5 videos. I'm not saying you only got 5 videos, Ninja X Slice, but don't beg people to sub to your channel. It comes out it comes out as looking desperate. And if you really want to impress another content creator to follow you, you would drop a super chat in their live stream. That's how you get someone's attention. I don't know why you guys don't. I'm not gonna drop out like I look at occasionally other people's live streams too. I never go into their stream saying, "Can you guys please sub to my channel?" I don't even mention that I have a channel to be honest. I just say hello like everyone else, and I'll make a comment or joke or whatever. I don't troll the content creator, and I don't ask them to sub or follow me. But if I did, I would drop a super chat. So say for instance I go to Zoom to Thailand with the host Richie Mack of the channel, and I wanted him to follow me because he has a huge following, and I know if he follows me, a lot of other people will follow me as well. What I would do, I would say, greetings, greetings, Richie Mack, um, from from one of your loyal subscribers, Just A Contrarian, and I would drop the super chat, whatever amount it may be, $5, $10, whatever, and be like, whenever you get a chance, maybe check out my channel. But I wouldn't beg him for a sub. I would just say, hey, greetings, Richie Mack, as Zoom to Thailand. I'm, one of your, I'm a fan of your channel. Um, drop whatever amount that I drop in there, 5, 10, $20, whatever, and say if you ever get a chance, check out my channel. That's it. You guys have no social etiquette, and it makes me think that you don't have social etiquette in real life. The same social etiquette you're taught in real life, extrapolate that to the digital world, and it will take you far. If you're taught if you're taught that courtesy and polite manners is the way you should act in real life, extrapolate that to the digital world, and it will get you far. John asking 7553 says any sort of sexual preferences being pushed on youth is my issue. I agree with that, and again, that's my beef with the LGBTQ community. I have nothing against their alternative lifestyle in itself. If you're talking about a bunch of consenting adults, my problem is when they try to push a radical ideology onto our youth through public education or through politics. Oh, now you literally flooded my. All right, so because you're so desperate, I'm blocking you. That's you really have no social etiquette. You're gonna ask you want someone to follow you and you're gonna fucking spam their live stream. You're retarded. John says, yeah, exactly. Any sexual preferences have no business around the young youth in general. Yeah. Why Chinese cats is what was the biggest mistake of your life. I don't put out my mistakes for for people in the public. That's not for you. That's not for you to know. And you shouldn't put out your mistakes to the public either. That's not for others to know. That's for you to correct. We live in a time of overexposure and oversharing. You should not be offering information to the public that they do not need to know. For what? Are you going to get paid if by talking about these things? If not, don't do it. Okay, so this clown says a rain mile 3781 says you look like you own a chicken restaurant as a cover up for your empire. I know that's supposed to be funny, but I would have no problem I wish I did own a chicken restaurant as a cover up for my empire. That doesn't even make sense. I know what you're trying to say, that I look like Gus Fring. You probably had to say that because you realized every time you tried to type in Gus Fring or something like that, it was blocked, which is what's going to happen to you now. Some Indian retard saying he wants to force him. Dude, you can't even beat your own meat, much less get pussy from a woman. So I don't know how you think you want to finagle or force him. Your own hand won't allow you to fuck it. Someone says, consider this not a fairway, but a pause whose duration remains unknown. Biden, faggot. I don't give a fuck. Weirdo. Stop smoking crack. G man? No, I'm not a G man, but I am a G man. Oh, Lemon121 ABC sent happy poop. Oh, thank you for the happy poop, I guess. Someone says, have you gotten a new job? I don't mention where I work on here too much. Which gym are you going to these days? Uh, I casually go to Planet Fitness, but it's not often because most of the time I work out at home. I run, do martial arts, calisthenics, that sort of stuff. DDB dash TL6J says, yo, I keep missing my channel.
If you're sleeping in a position like this, you got to hear about this thing. Did you know your soft pillow is actually crushing your shoulder every single night?
All right, well, looks like that was the
When you
end.
sleep on your side, there's a huge gap.
So I'm going to give this like a few more minutes and then I'm going to set.
Your head drops. When that happens, your neck bends and your whole body weight ends up crushing your shoulder joint. That
mostly a bunch of retards.
I
don't care because, like I said, I'm only pretending to still care about this channel. I really don't care anymore. Really don't.
Did you stop shopping at IKEA? Did you stop eating Haagen-Dazs? Did you stop posting to Pinterest?
The people didn't have any real sympathy for Mr. Carmack Cyrus Belton, the artist.
Damn, son. Anyhow.
Every single one of you failing in life, and then you want to blame everybody else.
After a week of testimony and roughly 8 hours of deliberation, Mr. Rick Chow was found not guilty of the murder of Cyrus Carmack Belton. Ever since that time, there's been a lot of talk on the internet, especially the black community nationwide, with its respect to doing business with Asian-owned stores.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm serious about it. I'm not spending another damn dime.
Now, there have been a lot of Asians supporting black people at this time online. And I do want to preface that because I've seen it and seen so many videos, more positive ones than negative. But the negative ones always get out.
I love when the black community said, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromat. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the black culture and the hip-hop culture. We think that's made all in Asia.
Now, this is the person that went the most viral. And from what I understand, he actually took down his TikTok account. He said some things that really struck a chord with me. Number one, Asian people, even Asian Americans, are not really so open with their feelings in comparison to blacks. But here he's letting you know, you guys, in my honest opinion, don't have any leverage. You don't have anything. Everything you're boycotting, we make. And your people are not united. So therefore, go ahead and boycott if you want. In fact, we don't even live by y'all. We have our own Chinatowns. And you don't got nothing. But then,
Did you stop going to white businesses? Did you stop shopping at IKEA? Did you stop eating Haagen-Dazs? Did you stop posting to Pinterest?
the people didn't have any real sympathy for Mr. Carmack Cyrus Belton or his family. It was basically just apples and oranges. You didn't stop doing business with other groups of people, so why do you feel that way about us? But this unknown lady who is being all over black social media right now just really told how she felt.
You see this whole Cyrus case and Mr. Chow? None of this would have happened if you motherfuckers raised your kids right.
But wait, there's more.
That little boy witnessed someone's business trying to steal water, okay? Now, I might not agree with Mr. Chow chasing the boy and shooting him in Timbuktu, okay, wherever he was. But here's the crazy part. If you had disciplined your boy right, he wouldn't be in someone's store trying to steal that 50-cent bottle of water in the first place, okay?
So just this whole idea of your kids are not being raised correctly. Now, it is true that the black community, in my honest opinion, we have a horrible problem with the rearing of children with fragmented parents, and that is obviously the case. But it is not the case that we're talking about right now. The first mistake that she makes is assuming that Mr. Carmack Cyrus Belton was trying to steal water. Was he? When Cyrus Carmack Belton walked into that store on May 28, 2023, he had a backpack, but he was forced to give his backpack to the convenience store, and that's what he did. He literally left his backpack at the front counter when he walked in. He went and picked up 4 bottles of water from a cooler, but he put them all back before walking back to the front of the store to retrieve his bag. Now, despite having returned the items, he was falsely accused of shoplifting by the store owner and his son. Now, I thought that was pretty interesting for this lady to want the black community to take accountability when she can't take the accountability for the fact that the owner and his son clearly
D's ING says, "What's up? What's going on?"
Was not stealing.
Sorry, I didn't see your
61 at this time.
I didn't see a message because I was flooded with trolls.
And what we see here is because Cyrus Carmack Belton was black, they automatically assumed that he was stealing, even though he was.
The reason why they assumed he was stealing, even though he was not, is because we have a negative ethnic image. Your boy Kevin Samuels used to talk about that all the time. Negative ethnic images.
Blacks is the same that we're seeing with Mr. Rick Chow and his son.
Your people, there are 7 black jurors who found your kid responsible, making Mr. Chow, okay, not guilty because they understand your culture.
Now, the point that's being made here is that there were several jurors on the case that was black. Now, Richland County is like 50% black, and there could have been between 5 to 7 jurors on the case. She's saying that the jurors found him not guilty because of the problematic black culture that we have. Now, if this is the case, then it needs to be retried again because of personal bias from the jurors. What the jury looked at was the evidence presented of not trying to get a manslaughter charge for Mr. Richow. They want all or nothing, and that loop is there.
Instead of
in
boycotting
South Carolina, in
Asians,
most other states, if they can't get you on
why
murder,
don't you
they may come
instead
back to
lobby
negotiate
to
and
have
you
Rick
receive,
Chow deported?
manslaughter. This is exactly
That
what
would make more
happened with
sense.
Soon Da-Ju and Latasha Harlan in 1981. I believe they either negotiated this deal and she was eventually tried on manslaughter. But that's what happened in South Carolina. What she's trying to do is to put the so-called crash.
But you want to
black folks
boycott
on
an
trial
entire ethnic group
when it wasn't the black
based on
community on
one
trial. It was
incident
Mr. Rick Chow
and a bunch
on
of
trial
vocal
for the
assholes
killing
online.
of Cyrus Carmack Belton, and she won fair and square because of her own personal bias. This is what she's saying, and then
Your mentality. You failed your kid. Your society failed your kid. Your mentality failed your kid. That tourism fucking attitude failed your fucking kid.
In case you don't stick around, this woman's going to get fired.
And if you can understand
Shouldn't say,
accountability for your failure,
shouldn't use
then
fiery
you
rhetoric
can say
online
your black kids
if
are
you have a
gonna
job
die.
to protect.
Your community is still
Just
gonna
saying.
struggle, and your people will continue to be impoverished.
she takes the opportunity to get away from Rick Chow and address the black community as we see it. Now, I will say that I typically listen to criticisms from other people of the black community, and I want to see if it matches up to mine. And to be honest, if she was not Asian and we heard her ranting, and if we heard a black person ranting, if we were talking about this offline, many of us
Would
have
agree.
these same conversations. But we got to be honest. What
Yeah, if a
would
lot
not
of
like
if
to
if
hear
this was a black
is
woman
that
saying that, a
other
lot of us
people
would agree.
speak these things about us,
Don't want to
especially
admit
in
it, but
times where the emotions are high.
we have a
We feel
negative
like we've been
ethnic image,
neglected as a community.
and that's what she's
We
basically
feel
bringing up.
slighted as a
However,
community. However,
you
this
can't
is how a lot of people look at the black
you
community.
can't have a jury
And this is how
decide
a
based
lot
on
of
a
people
negative
see
ethnic
us.
image.
And the reality is, when you talk to black people about this narrative, many folks say, well, hey, I don't care. It don't matter to me. Well, in a way, it does matter, especially if you need to work at these places with people who secretly feel like this. For example, I look at a lot of channels, especially during this economic downturn, people losing their jobs. I'm going to tell you why this is important, because we all know about what's going on with the unemployment rate. I want you to look at the U.S. Bureau of Labor statistics. Last month in May, look at the unemployment. For whites, 3.8%, Asian, 3.8%. The national average was 4.3%. Hispanics were at 5%. Black African Americans at 6.6%. Now, you can care about this or not, but when you need to be employed by the dominant society, and if this is how they feel about us, then that must mean, to a certain degree, whether we want to accept it or not, that that's a problem. And the only way you can not necessarily care is if you want to solve the unemployment rate in your own community by owning your own businesses. And a lot of people in the Hispanic communities, in the Asian communities, own their own businesses. So when hiring managers, recruiters see people who are black, secretly they feel like this, but ultimately this is why a lot of talented blacks get passed over for opportunity. And if people feel this way about your community, and if there's any truth to it, it's something that should be addressed. Even if you do not like it, even if it hurts, it's something that we should consider. And then,
No one's gonna give you a fucking handout. Stop asking for a fucking handout. Stop thinking you're gonna make bank off your kid's debt. Okay? What you need to do is self-reflect on your people, your culture, your fucking community, and stop blaming everybody else. Because let me tell you, boycotting the Asian community, they're probably thanking God that your black don't go into their store anymore to cause a muck.
now this is interesting. No one will give you a handout. You need to self-reflect and look at what you do. That's crazy to say when you benefited from what black Americans did in the country with civil rights, and you're talking about not getting handouts. Largely, that was one of the biggest handouts that you guys ever got.
Yep.
But let's deal with the whole idea of self-reflection. Because
Rewind that part.
Your black don't go into their store anymore to cause a muck.
now this is interesting. No one will give you a handout. You need to self-reflect and look at what you do. That's crazy to say when you benefited from what Black Americans did in the country with civil rights, and you're talking about not getting handouts. Largely, that was one of the biggest handouts that you guys ever got. Idea of self-reflection, because while I don't like
Anyway.
what she's trying to say and the framing,
I'm out, guys. Peace.
yes, we do need to look at self-reflection a lot. And